Hey everyone, this is Ryan B with Practical FX Trading. This is the pound dollar analysis for the week of 12/29/2019. What we're looking at here is a long descending downtrend for the pound versus the dollar, going back to about the middle of 2014. We see with recent bullish action, right, the last 6 months, kind of led up to the peak just a couple weeks ago, where we saw a price shoot all the way up to about $1.35. However, we see the next week that price quickly retracted away. So we've got kind of what's happening right now is we're in the middle of there's this action of this giant long descending downtrend, but in the short term you've got a pretty steep uptrend. Let's go ahead and look at that a little bit closer. So I went ahead and mapped out this week's pivot points. And those are based on the price action from last week, right? So what that means is I'm expecting price to visit the pivot somewhere about 130.34 at some point. Now, if we do that, that doesn't really tell us any kind of direction. And actually, price could go a few different ways and still be technically on trend, right? So if I'm looking to trade in the shorter term, I might be looking to do a buy. And if that's the case, then I really want to be looking for a dip back down to weekly S1, right? We see that price stayed in this tight channel through most of the fall before breaking free in early December. And then price recently revisited that point and then shot back up. So what's interesting, though, is even with last week's big bull action, we see that price stayed below the fast moving average. So it's our 20-day moving average. Price did not succeed in breaking through there. So it makes me wonder how much traction does this uptrend have, right? We have a pretty good start, though, pretty good kickoff. So what could happen? We could see, if we go ahead and zoom in a little bit more on the 4-hour, we see that once again here, price, even though it kind of peaked up, our fast a bearish crossover of our medium moving average, right? That's our 50 on the 4-hour, but price did kind of ricochet off the 200. So what I think we're going to see price action this next week or so, early into 2020, is we may see another stab at the ceiling here, weekly R1, weekly R2, before going back down. The other scenario that could happen is that price could just kind of hang out here, right, in this tight zone of 40 to 50 pips. Even though it doesn't happen a lot on a pair like the pound dollar, it could happen. So what I'm going to be looking to do is I'm looking to sell. If I'm going to go play the downtrend, then I'm going to look to sell off of a high point like a weekly R2. And if I'm buying, I'm going to wait for price to kind of cool back out and stay, catch back up with this moving average on the 4-hour, and then look to buy again. So if I go into the weekly, we see here, this is pretty bullish. We see our 1-hour chart. We see our fast moving average crossing over the 200. We see price remaining above this $1.3045 mark. So short-term pound, looking bullish on this, which eventually, though, I'm going to be looking for my next big sell. So if you want to stay up to date on all of our pound dollar updates, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Just click on the bottom right red button that says subscribe. And you can also subscribe to our pound dollar playlist for updates in this currency pair exclusively. All right, happy trading, everyone. Good luck.